The following is a Sports Ethos presentation. Yo, welcome to another episode of Roundball Ramble. I'm your host, Corban. Follow me on Twitter, at CorbanNBA. Like I said from the jump, this is a Sports Ethos presentation, so check out Sports Ethos online, www.sportsethos.com, but also on Twitter, at Sports Ethos. Pretty simple, SPORTSETHOS. Get the best of the best, not only in your fantasy basketball, but also football, and now including baseball. In addition to DFS, gaming, all of that good stuff. Team podcast, your fantasy NBA Today show. Literally, the list goes on and on. Simply don't have enough time to share all that's provided there. So definitely make sure to do that on Twitter at Sports Ethos, online, sportsethos.com. Today is a lovely Thursday, January the 6th. We are one day closer to Friday. That means we have made it through another week, y'all. Basically, I'm about ready to say that. And I am pumped. I am excited. I am thrilled to be presenting a special treat here for y'all today. We've been working on a little project, and by we, I mean myself and my good friends Alicia and Kelsley, in putting together a show called Let's Ball Out. And this show is it's almost I couldn't even find the words to describe it aside from saying that it is a blend of our energy, our passion, our love for the game of basketball, and how it transcends not just on the court but also culture, social media, all of that. And this is our chance to share these thoughts, these ideas in a space with each other in a way that is really fun, totally enjoyable, and I think will make an excellent listening experience for you. So you'll definitely be able to find this show called Let's Ball Out wherever you find your podcasts moving forward. That's Apple, Stitcher, Google Play, all that good stuff. Did I say Google Play? I think I did. Google Play, I think I also did. Doesn't matter. You'll be able to find them wherever podcasts can be found. But right now, we got the New Year's treat. You can find the very first episode just here on Roundball Ramble, actually in less than a minute. So definitely happy to present that to y'all. Really, I think you will just enjoy the energy that we're going to bring to the table, the fun that you can definitely hear was had, and the many more episodes that are going to come out of this. So I am just overjoyed to be able to put this here for y'all. Definitely let me know, let us all know how y'all feel about it. We'll have our Twitter handles and everything there. But until then, y'all, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to let y'all enjoy this episode. I'm going to come back to y'all tomorrow. We're going to do what we do all the time, recap some news, talk about some games, have a lot of fun. But until then, y'all, relax, enjoy the first episode, Let's Ball Out. And until next time, really tomorrow, I am Frosty. Y'all stay frosty, and I will talk to y'all then, all right? All right, welcome to the very first episode of Let's Ball Out, y'all. My name is Corban. I'm joined by my just great co-host, Alicia and Kelsley, and we are pumped. We are pumped here to give you just a little of the excitement, the passion, the energy, the ball and knowledge, and the all-around know-how that we all bring together here. So let's get this show started, y'all. How we doing?
We're doing great. We're here. You know what I'm saying? We got the energy. I'm ready to talk hoops. Matter of fact, no, I'm ready to what? Ball out.
Love it already, man.
I love it. We're doing well. Let's get it going.
All right. Well, before we even get started, I figure we start with Alicia, go to Kelsley, and then I'll finish myself. Let's just take a minute, share with the listeners about who we are, what we're into, our favorite team, just a quick spiel of what we into before we, get these listeners on our crazy ride here.
Well,
all right,
like
I'll
start.
Go ahead, Kelsley.
I was about to say, like the song said, basketball is my favorite sport, and I like the way
you dribble up and down the court.
Yeah. But now I'm from the MIAO. It's your boy Kelsley. know what I'm saying? People call me Kels, but some people frown upon that name for obvious reasons. But anywho, I'm in Miami. I love my Miami Heat. I'm from the 305 to the day I die. And yeah, if I bring up Heat topics, it's probably because of me. You see, I got the Heat red in my ears right now. You heard
Love it, Alicia.
me?
Okay, well, my name is Alicia. I am from Brooklyn, New York. I am a Knicks fan, never a Nets fan.
Yikes.
And, Kelsley, be quiet. Actually, I just want to tell the listeners really quick, we actually all know each other from a program that we did over the summer called SBC. So I just want to shout out to SBC and everybody that's there because that's how we know each other.
Yep.
Thanks.
Real talk. My name is Corban. Listen, I live in Arizona. I'm a native New Yorker, and I root for the Lakers. It all makes sense in my head. Trust me, it really do.
Okay.
Team Russell Westbrook all day. He can do no wrong.
Ooh, bro.
Top 5 point guard. Right now.
You said
Listen, I love people put the ball in the basket. I don't care if you don't dribble. I don't care if you're not a rebounder. If you get buckets, you my type of guy. And that's where I stand. So that's where I am. That's a little bit about all of us right here. I like where we started.
Heard that. Even though the Lakers are trash, Westbrook is nice.
Yeah,
and congratulations to
I just heard
Westbrook.
he likes turnovers.
Well, you know what?
Hey.
He just likes somebody who turns over the ball.
Okay,
Even though the first time since 2016, Russell Westbrook didn't turn over the ball. Woo!
Oh, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna take a minute real quick. I was gonna wait till later. We're just gonna hash it right now because I'm not gonna let this stand. Like this whole thing about first time without a turnover. He's a point guard, my dude. Like, yes, does he get a lot of turnovers? Of course he does. Are some of them like the careless, reckless, going way too fast variety? Yes, but like that's what point guards do. They get assists and they get turnovers. Like, we ain't doing this for Chris Paul. We ain't doing this for freaking Corey Joseph. We're not doing this for any other point guard but Russell Westbrook on keeping track of how many games out of turnover. Like, yes, he has a lot. I get it. But let's calm down on that. Like, how about this is the first game with less than 4 turnovers? And it'd be a lot sooner because I'm sure he's had plenty of more games since that. But, like, he's going to take risks. That's what he does. And if you take risks, sometimes they pay off and you get the highlight YouTube passes. And other times you get turnovers. Like, the media is going all on my guy Russ in a way that I do not appreciate. The disrespect is reaching whole nother levels right now.
I'm not gonna lie to you. With Russell Westbrook, it is a lose-lose situation.
Yeah.
Does the bleep button work? Does the bleep button work, or we're not doing that?
I figure we all adults here. We just gonna go raw. I mean, listen, y'all. Like, that came out wrong. Anyway, okay. Pause. Listen. All I'm saying, we open, we free. Viewers discretion.
But back to my point though, it's a lose-lose situation because okay, we celebrate him for not having a turnover, but then at the same time too, he wasn't even aggressive. He only had 2 assists. Let's talk about it. And then
Exactly.
when we're talking about a point guard, as a point guard, former point guard myself playing at the collegiate level, assist to turnover ratio is a thing. Assist to turnover shows how efficient you are on the offensive end. And assist to turnover ratio definitely helps, especially when games are within 1, 2, or 3 possessions. Okay. So let's cut it out. Okay. If you're playing that position, let's go ahead and do that job correctly. Now, granted, does it do other things to help, help him out in that sense? Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I remember the last point guard that can get 8, 9 rebounds, 10 rebounds on any given basis. True. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like when people say you live by the 3, you die by the 3. It's just like you live with Russ or you die with Russ. That's what it seems like.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I agree. I mean, I do think there's something wrong with it, but it is what it is, honestly, at this point. And he's not going to change. But Alicia, you got any thoughts on this?
No, because Kelsley's absolutely right. Like, he only had 2 assists, so that means he wasn't aggressive for him to even be turning over. So honestly, people celebrating, but it's like, what was he actually doing? But I just want to circle back to you mentioning Corey Joseph. Like, who is comparing Russell Westbrook to Corey Joseph?
Okay, listen, I wasn't
like
saying.
Who? Point him out.
I wasn't Twitter, by the way, with as crazy as it is, I could probably find somebody. But that's not
now you blaming Twitter.
No,
right.
Listen, that's not the point I'm trying to make. I was just going from like one of the top point guards to one of the most random guys starting offense for a team. I was just giving a comparison, and we're not doing this for any other player. Notice I did mention Chris Paul too. Like, we only doing this for Russell Westbrook. And I find that just utterly condescending and disrespectful.
I need my laptop. I want to see what I want to see what
Condescending.
Chris
We ain't doing
Paul's
this for other.
Condescending.
Condescending. Russell Westbrook is a Hall of Fame point guard. Russell Westbrook is literally.
No one is saying that.
But you wouldn't believe.
Okay. Like, relax. Like,
hold on, let me get my stat sheet. Give me a second.
When people have a complaint about a player, all of a sudden the fans are like, but you guys never bring up this stat. You guys never do this. You guys never talk about this person. You guys never do about this person. And it's like, bro,
that voice.
We really, because that's all I hear when y'all complain. Like, why don't you bring this up for Corey Joseph? Why don't you bring this up for Chris Paul? Why don't you bring this up for Dame Lillard? Listen, bro. We're not talking about them. We're talking about Russ. The same person who averaged a triple-double. Y'all was screaming on the mountains, oh my God, the next Oscar Robertson, he's the best thing. Oh my God. Now all of a sudden, when somebody brings up one thing that's a flaw, it's a flaw. Let's not act like it's not. It's a flaw.
It's a flaw.
Okay. He's not perfect.
We've been jumping.
But now all of a sudden it's like, it's condescending. It's disrespectful. Oh my God, the unmitigated goal. I can't believe everyone. Like,
come on, Stephen A.
Do not Stephen A over here.
Relax.
Not bring that in here. Okay. I will tone it down a little bit. I feel, and maybe coming from the Russ stand side that I have, that it is totally slanted in a direction that is largely negative for us. And so I feel like I got to push back. And mind you, I'm not one of those people, and I am going to bring up Twitter here, who bring up, oh, let's take a picture of Russ with his family. See, he's a good person. We shouldn't make fun of him. I don't believe in that. I don't subscribe to that sort of theory. But Kelsley, what's up?
So we can go ahead and show what a true point guard is. Okay, I can put the ball in the hoop and still dish it without turning the goddamn basketball over. Chris Paul is number 3 in the NBA in assist to turnover ratio. So for every 4 assists he has, he gets 1 turnover, sweetheart. Hello, that's a point guard. That's the point guard. That is the person that got the mother-loving Phoenix Suns to the goddamn finals, and they may go back again. I don't know. They got Klay Thompson coming to Golden State. That's a conversation for another second. But yeah, put some respect on Chris Paul's name. Hello.
Okay. I mean, listen. I clearly I've seen the light. Thanks to y'all too.
Google don't lie, baby. Oh my bad. Continue.
No. Let's keep it moving on. Who's getting the next topic up over here?
Well, Kelsley can talk about his Kyrie hot take because Kyrie did play tonight. Yep. In his return in Brooklyn. Brooklyn did go ahead and beat the Indiana Pacers. KD continued on his MVP, highlight reel. So, but I do want Kelsley to give his hot take on Kyrie because he did return, and he's the first part-time player in NBA history, honestly, sports history, where a player is literally part-time and just going to be on the road. And I think Brooklyn has about 21 games after tonight's game, about 21 games left of the season. Once they make the playoffs, who knows if they want to actually try to get home court advantage or they want to just be playing the middle so that they can have more game 7s possibly with Kyrie on the road. So I want to hear Kelsley's hot take.
Yeah, so because I'm mad at the Brooklyn Nets because the Brooklyn Nets definitely was sticking to the guns. They're saying, hey, we're not going to let this slide, this and that and the fourth. And then they gave in at Christmas, and I'm just confused because here's the thing. This has opened up a whole can of worms, right? When a person that says they don't want to get vaccinated and then the Brooklyn Nets enable this, I feel like the NBA next year is going to be a problem. Because this virus is not going anywhere anytime soon, first to begin with. And this vaccine is going to have to be taken year in and year out. It's not a one cure all for a lifetime. There's no vaccine that is like that. So when I'm thinking about the can of worms that's going to happen is, next year, people are going to be like, I don't want to take the vaccine. So then now you're going to see more and more part-time players. So when people are saving money to go ahead and watch their people, their favorite players or whatever the case is, and they can't watch it because they don't want to go ahead and take the vaccine. When there is the amount of resources that are available, they got the money or their own personal doctors to go ahead and get the resources to get the adequate information to go ahead and know that this vaccine is helping people. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, here's another can of worms to open it up. If I was the mayor of the city of Miami, which I'm not, but if I was, and I know Brooklyn is coming into town for a playoff series, knowing how good they are, I'm going to go ahead and put in the mandate. Oh, you need to be vaccinated in order to play basketball in my mother-loving city. And what's going to happen to Kyrie then? Now he can't even play the whole playoff city. Who loses? The Brooklyn Nets. Who hurts? Kevin Durant. James Harden, no, his fat ass ain't gonna do shit. Excuse my language, but okay. They was doing. They already seen it. They can't do it. Like it's just opening up a can of worms right now. It seems good. It sounds good for right now. But when we're talking about the future for the NBA, this is not a good look. So it's either Adam Silver has to go ahead and put some mandate to where it's not mandated, but you still can't tell the mayor of New York what he can't or can't do. You know what I'm saying? So it's messy. No shade. This is messy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, first of all, to start off with, I'm gonna start where you last finished with the mayor of New York. He's already shady of itself running New York. So not to mention he has spoken about possibly lifting the mandate on New York in terms of places being vaccinated, but I don't see that happening with all the new variants that keep arising. So honestly, I'm going to take that out of the equation. Just the fact that the Nets double back. I mean, listen, the first thing they double back on them saying that he will no longer be with the team until he's vaccinated. And then he came back and guess what? Surprise, surprise, COVID popped up too, right with him. So Listen, honestly, what was the point? Like, I just feel like life played itself out in that moment for me, because that was just no reason for him to even have to come back. But not only that, basketball wise too, what kind of rhythm is this team going to be in? Because they're going to play, at home and on the road. So one game they're going to have Kyrie coming back. The next game they're not going to have Kyrie. And now they're literally adjusting to having him in and out of the lineup, not for injury reasons, but because he's not vaccinated. I also don't see how is this going to play off if they end up playing Golden State and they have to play in San Francisco. He's not going to be there. Golden State is one of the best teams out right now.
Come on.
I don't think that Brooklyn really thought it through, or they just really needed a body bad, but come on. Like, I just don't feel like the double back and never go back to your ex. Like, leave him where he is until he gets his shit together. Like, come on, Brooklyn. Like, just leave it alone.
I agree. Corban?
I'm not gonna lie. You guys have said most of what I would say. I think at this point, the only way Brooklyn could have salvaged it was by not being so stern and direct to begin with. And I get why they did it, but if you're trying to win, the court of public opinion, if you're trying to win the newspapers and the first take segments, well, congratulations for doing that back in October, but now you're losing them all now here in January. The fact that they went all extra on that, at first I said, okay, listen, the rules are simple. If the team doesn't want to go through that, they shouldn't have to. And if Kyrie accepts that, then it is what it is, right? And that was fine. I feel like at this point, Kyrie's getting additional, not hate, because the same reason that he was in the public eye is why he's still there. And Brooklyn looks worse for it. But they didn't even have to do it. It's like me going New Year's resolution, I'm not eating any fast food. Forget that. Anything that has sugar in, I'm not doing it. And I'm telling everybody, I'm not doing it. If it has sugar at all, I'm done. I'm going above and beyond. And then 2 weeks later, I'm I'm just kidding, y'all. I really couldn't do that. And I gotta tell everybody who I already told, I was unprompted. I did this to myself.
Unprovoked.
We're not doing it. We're not doing
Unprovoked.
it. Unprovoked. There you go. And then all of a sudden, now I gotta take the walk back. Yeah, well, guess what? Thought I could do it, and I really couldn't. We was going, you making concessions, and you've already invited everybody into this. This could have been something privately held, or at least to a certain point, internal discussions. Nah, at this point, everybody got some dirt on them. That's the bottom line. And it's unfortunate, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not into the whole hypothetical. What if New York does this? What if Miami does this? Very possible, but I won't know until it happens, because I didn't think they have a part-time player, and here we do. So
that's true.
It's all a mess.
And it's so sad. It's so sad. I'm going to go ahead and quote the great Allen Iverson. We're not talking about the game. We're not talking about the game. We're talking about vaccines. We're talking about COVID. We ain't talking about the game. But speaking of Kyrie Irving, though, the rich are getting richer, right? So, the Brooklyn Nets are top 2 in the East, and Golden State is the number 1 team in the NBA, and they're getting Klay Thompson. who is going to have a bigger impact? Even though I know Kyrie's going to play half of the games, but who is going to have a bigger impact? Kyrie Irving or Klay Thompson? Let's talk about it.
No question, Klay Thompson. What are we
Hello.
talking about
Whoa,
here? What are we talking about
I
here? Like,
disagree.
do you see what
Whoa,
Golden State is doing now?
Corbin.
We'll get to Corbin, but do we see what Golden State is doing now without Klay Thompson? Did anyone even think that? Klay Thompson didn't even think that they would be that well. Kelsley, okay, you want to be a psychic so bad, whatever. But like nobody really thought that Golden State would be that great. Like they're literally the best team in the West. Like no one saw that. So the fact that they still have Klay Thompson to add, listen, Golden State is doing what Golden State has been doing for the past 7 years. And honestly, I find it hard to see who else can come out. Maybe Phoenix, maybe.
It's tough.
Maybe. The who?
The Lakers.
No.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that on my take. It's okay.
Hold on. Wait. Calm down.
Listen. We'll get to that. I'll wait. Actually,
no, you go.
I'm just gonna go. I can't even hold back. We saying right now that in his prime, Kyrie Irving, who looked pretty good, I might add tonight against the Pacers,
22.
didn't really miss a whole lot.
Against the Pacers,
yeah. But what team is really going to give him problems? Maybe maybe the Warriors. Like Kyrie is Kyrie. I'm just saying he's in his prime. He's been playing. He's fully healthy. Over a Klay Thompson, who, I mean, let's face it, he's worked his way back. Hasn't been on the NBA court in 2 years. Last time he was playing, Russ and Paul George were still in OKC. Anthony Davis is a Pelican. Chris Paul was still with James Harden in Houston. Kawhi was in Toronto. Now, yes, this is a testament now to how much teams have had movement. But this is also Kawhi, his third year with the Clippers now? Like, he's not playing, but this is the third season. Like, it's been a significant stretch of time. Yes, the Warriors are good. They're going to be good even without Klay. The addition of Klay will help them, just undoubtedly. But it really kind of depends on whether he's the world's greatest decoy or the Klay Thompson that we know and remember. And it has been a long stretch of time. I'm not going to go and push to the unknown when I see a known quantity in front of me that's actually, literally, we got a body of work that's starting to grow while we still have we're going to have maybe 2 more Kyrie games before we see Klay's first game. And then he still has to be eased back into it. So now I'm going with what I know on that, and that's Kyrie right now. But also, as far as a threat to the Warriors, let's not forget the Lakers. Apparently, there's news today. They're trying to potentially look to trade DeAndre Jordan. They're looking to trade forgetting names now. They're looking to trade some of their players on their team. But the reason they're doing this is to make roster spots. You're gonna have buyout guys. There's still a trade to be had. Christian Wood might be someone that's available. You might have an impact player over. If you look at Jeremy Grant in Detroit, you can't bet against the way LeBron James is playing. Like, he is on fire right now. Malik Monk has come through. AD's going to be returning. This team's getting healthy. Kendrick Nunn just got back to shooting and warming up with the team. Come on now. Like, think about it. That's all I'm saying. Think about it.
See, you sound like a fan so bad it hurts.
Are you serious?
Because even like I have my Heats back, no doubt about it, and I would ride and die for the Miami Heat. But at least they're good. Like, okay, like they went 11 and 6. Excuse me, hello. They went 11-6 in December without Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. Like, but that's a conversation for another day. Back to the impact player, Klay Thompson easily is going to have a big impact because not only can he shoot the basketball, brother can play defense. He is long, he is gifted, he wants to play defense. Again, one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, which is why they are where they are than Golden State. But not only that, Corban, Alicia, let's go back to when Kevin Durant was playing on a hobbled foot, okay? He still had 8 to 10 points prior to him re-injuring his Achilles heel. It's easy when you have Stephen Curry and him being almost like everybody has to watch him. Now, when you have him and Klay Thompson on top of it, that opens up the game for Andrew Wiggins. We're not even going to talk about James Wiseman. His impact is huge because you have to respect Klay Thompson's shooting. That's why Kevin Durant was going easy because you got to worry about Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. Go ahead, Durant. It's your world.
Before Corban steps in, because he has a lot to get off his chest at this moment. Klay Thompson, I would much rather have him as a decoy coming back than anybody else at this point. Like, Let's stop it.
Kyrie Irving.
I'm not saying he's better than Kyrie Irving. I'm talking about team-wise. Well, listen, he can't even play in San Francisco when Clay comes back and they make the playoffs. So what are you even talking about right now? Like, he's unavailable, actually.
Alicia, I was about to get him on this. Corban, I want to let you know that Kyrie's first game was today. Okay, all right. They played against the Indiana Pacers. Okay. Can you name me can you name me an All-Star caliber on the Indiana Pacers? Just give me one.
I'll give you two-time All-Star Domantas Sabonis. Okay. Hey, the people chose. The coach. I didn't select them.
Okay, you got it. All right. So when the Indiana Pacers, where Sabonis is your star player, and you allow 73 points at halftime,
that's a testament to how good Brooklyn is.
That's a testament. Excuse me. So what?
That's a testament to how good Brooklyn is when you have KD, Kyrie, and Harden.
But KD is also playing on an MVP level. Let's stop acting like Kyrie was just like, oh my God.
Playing on the MVP level though? Like that's KD. That's KD.
He's a scorer.
He's a scorer. This is what he do. 39 points. This is a drop in the bucket. This is what he do. And he was doing this when they were losing games because they didn't have additional help. Because Harden's been mostly trash for parts of the season. Somehow his numbers, I'm not gonna lie, his numbers still look pretty decent considering. But we've seen too many duds of a game. But now you're getting somebody who's going to be that extra boost. We saw how dominant those three were together, and we barely saw that. I said
boosters. No, I'm about to say you talking about boosters. You know what? Kyrie ain't boosting shit. Okay.
I'm tapping out. We done.
At this point,
y'all take that one.
At this point, because you ain't got nothing else.
I'll take the L. I'm just saying this conversation, and I just don't know why we can just go on Clay being out 2 years and be like, oh yeah, we are back on that wagon like it's 2019 again. Like,
honestly, because the team is good.
That's good. That's nothing about Clay. That just means that he's going to a better team to cover his weaknesses.
Yeah, but you know what?
I hate the fact that this was a Kyrie Klay Thompson conversation, and he brought the Lakers up. Like, I'm still mad about that.
I'm backing out. Listen, y'all keep moving. I'm sorry.
The man brought up Christian Wood. Christian Wood, like, excuse me, no one was even talking about that brother. Come on.
Except he got his ass sat out the whole game because he got cussed out for not playing hard. Even though, Houston Rockets, they're going to be really good in like 3 years. I kid you not. They're going to be bad to the bone. Like, they're going to be bad. But again, that's a conversation for another day. But what's the next topic talking about? Let's do it. Let's go. What's the next topic?
I thought what I had next was basically we on Twitter, we on social media, we kind of got our fingers on like the pulse of the NBA. I like to say collectively. What have we seen this week? What have we liked? What have we not liked? Like, this is the soundboard. This is the time to get stuff out of our chest. I've been doing the most of the show, so now we got like a designated segment for me to talk about Christian Wood if I so choose. But before we even do that, I'm gonna roll over y'all first. Anything y'all been seeing, liking, discourse that y'all want to make a comment on? What's going on there?
I don't know. I haven't really been on Twitter this week, so I have no clue what the Twitter streets are saying. And sometimes I like to keep it that way because Twitter just be twittering. And it's not, everyone should not be on Twitter. I'll just say that. Okay. Kyrie said it right, where he said he has the voice for the voiceless. Some of you need to be voiceless, actually.
Like brother talking about the Lakers, but it's funny because I'm about to talk about the Lakers. Wow. At least I'm gonna fake it till I make it because I don't be on Twitter either. But let me tell you something. What LeBron James has been doing so far at the age of 37 has been special. We're not gonna.
Oh my
there's
gosh.
no argument in that.
You too.
And I kid you. I'm facts. 30 points, 32. At 37 though, like MJ was barely averaging like 20 what? What was he averaging? Matter of fact, let me Google. Hold on.
Yo, nobody cares. Honestly, I don't care. I'm sick of everyone, excuse my French, but everyone's slurping LeBron like, oh my God, he's the best thing ever. Because listen, y'all been going in. Y'all can bleep whatever, okay? But y'all need to stop with this LeBron stuff. Like, when did everyone think that LeBron wasn't going to be what he is? The man's been doing it since he was 16 years old, 14 since we've seen him.
Father times come for every. Name one NBA great that's been doing it this long. At the end, the tail end of any NBA great that the end is ugly. And it's not even, it's fugly. Like, it is ridiculous.
But
the fact that we're seeing this
how
right
long
now,
have you guys thought that LeBron was going to play for? I didn't feel
until
like
about
that.
36, 37, honestly. He could probably go until 39
Really?
at this
Really?
point. I totally did. I mean, look at, I mean, how many other greats have played longer? I'm just saying, like, at some point, I figured Father Time would come. I just did. I didn't think he'd still be one of the top 5 players in the NBA. You can't
I don't
name
know.
another player who's been like that. There's no
Because
other
LeBron is
precedent
who he
for it.
is, but LeBron
The
is
greatest
LeBron.
of all time.
Like, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Well, what?
I got you. I got
Hold
you
on.
though. I got you though.
I said, yeah, what?
I got you. You were right on with it. It's recorded.
Yeah, I was like,
you know.
yeah. No, no. Honestly, just because of what he has done, like his whole career, he has set a precedent way different than anyone that we ever seen. So I really didn't think like he would fall off just yet. I know the injuries, he's been, injured a lot because he's probably been supplementing in different ways and sacrificing his body. But I really didn't see him falling off a cliff so fast. Like, everyone's just like in such an amazement, and I get it, but it's like, relax. Like, it's LeBron. It's LeBron. Y'all gotta stop acting like LeBron is not LeBron. Like, y'all acting like LeBron is LeBron. Like, come on now.
But on a scale, who's the best player to ever play the game of basketball? 1, 2, 3.
For me, Michael Jordan.
LeBron.
Okay, well, of course you, because you're a freaking animal. At the age of 37, right? While Michael Jordan was playing with the, Washington Wizards, right? He was averaging 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists.
Kevin
At
Porter
the
Jr.
same
numbers.
age, LeBron James is averaging 28.6 points per game, 7 or 8. Hold on, let me get the full stats. Because I hate that I just exited out of it. Oh, I'm so mad.
It's all good. It's greatness. We can wait for that.
But what he's doing right now, granted, Alicia, checking, there was no chirotherapy or whatever that cold ass little hybrid that folks be going in that got money. Okay.
Right.
They didn't have that when Michael Jordan was playing, but still though, what he's being able to accomplish, we have to appreciate greatness while it's still intact. Right? A lot of people appreciate greatness when they gone out the league or they passed away. We need to enjoy it while it is, and I give credit when credit is due. LeBron James is doing that thing. Now, if the Lakers finish in the top 4, he's going to win the MVP. At 37, he probably might be the oldest MVP to ever play, and that right there might put him over it's not gonna put him over the top because he has to win the whole thing. But he's doing stuff like he's supposed to without Anthony Davis, and if it wasn't for LeBron right now, like the Lakers would be. Like we say in soccer, like near regulation, like they're gonna go back to the G League, like they in the top 5 lottery pick, like okay.
You ain't lying. There's something to be said for that. I think with the Lakers without LeBron, of course. But I mean, I can't even believe you, at least you're not even looking like what are you like trying to underrate his accomplishments? Like, is this like an agenda?
I don't think I'm underrating it. I think people are overrating it. I feel like every game I hear, every single game, mind you, it's 82 of them motherfuckers. All right, but every single one. Like every single one.
He's
like
averaged the last 8 games. He's averaged 30 points in 7 of them. Like the Lakers have won 8 of their last 10 games. This guy's in the MVP conversation.
Now,
like his age is not going to change. Like his birthday passed. Okay, cool.
The older he gets, the more astounding this accomplishment becomes.
The brother just turned 37. Like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, listen, maybe
okay,
that's
cool.
That's fair. That's a good point.
Okay, cool. So
that's advanced basketball age.
Oh my god! Every single time. Like it's like every time somebody see you and be like, "Oh my god, you know what? For your age, you're doing amazing. You're doing great." Every single time they see you, like, leave my age alone. Like, leave me alone. Let me be great. Let me just be great who I am. Stop bringing up how old I am. Stop bringing up how many years I've been doing this. I feel like LeBron knows he's been doing this for 17 years. And now, granted, LeBron
over half his life.
He loves to run with his narratives and he loves to make up his own stories. I get it. Okay, and this is part of, I'm sure, the More Than an Athlete document that we're going to get one day. But everybody else, come on now. It's like every time I turn on the TV, year 17, LeBron's 37, year 17. Oh my God. I like, come the fuck on. Is there anything else he's doing?
To be fair, this segment is what you've seen on social media, what you see on Twitter. breaking news, y'all. Breaking news. Alicia's gonna be in her 40s time song. Age ain't nothing but a number.
First of all, we're not singing that song. Like, I love my girl Leah, but we don't. The songwriter, we not really. We
about to get to music up here? We about to get to music over here?
It's right. Touchy.
It's funny how you said Aaliyah, and I was thinking, what's number called? Pretty Ricky. It ain't nothing but a number.
Oh, I'm like, why would you think of Pretty Ricky?
Yep, that used to be my song. I ain't gonna lie to you. They say, never mind. I'm not gonna sing. This is not. It's not.
I mean, listen. I'm down for it, but I figure what we moving on to things that we looking forward to next week. What we on to next? We've been going on for a good little chunk here. Time flies when we start going.
I'm trying to tell you.
But I mean, the only thing is, All-Star game is coming up. Not excited. I'm not excited. I mean, I'm sure the players aren't excited either because, like, it's in Cleveland. Like, I'm sorry to Cleveland, but
wow, Joe Noah. Okay.
I mean, who goes to Cleveland for vacation? Like, who?
Nobody.
Okay, come on, Keith Sweat. Like, yeah, nobody is going to Cleveland. So I'm sure they're probably like, shit, Cleveland, yikes. But I'm interested to see who gets picked because every single year it's always somebody who gets left off. It's always somebody who the coaches vote in that is just like, what is actually happening. So I want to see who gets voted in, and then also the trade deadline. I'm interested to see what happens with that coming up. Like, some teams, Atlanta, because I'm watching a team right now, Atlanta, whose GM had a whole lot to say yesterday about the moves that he did or did not make this past summer. So I'm interested to see what certain teams do coming up in the trade deadline.
I'm with that. I know we're probably going to talk about this more next week, so I'm not going to go too deep into it, but second chances players who've been making the most of it. Been loving what I've been seeing from Malik Monk.
Yes.
The guy's been on fire, averaging 20 points per game, 4 rebounds, about 4 assists. Like, he's really been a key factor in the Lakers winning 8 of their last 10 games. Like, someone who, is knocking down the through ball at a high clip. One of the few Lakers outside of LeBron and I guess occasionally Westbrook who can create his own offense off the bounce. Like, loving what I'm seeing from him. I'm going to keep my eyes on some other people. I mean, Lance Stephenson had 20 straight points today for the Pacers. Like, he's making the most. They say born ready.
Shout out to Coney Island. Lance Stephenson, born ready. Oh, yeah. Abraham Lincoln's own.
I don't even need that right now.
Facts.
There you go.
He's been hooping.
He has, and I hope he gets more.
I think it's cool and unique, right? Like, every year is always like a story outside of the NBA, but in the NBA, like, I remember when Kevin Durant left to go to Brooklyn, and it was the battle of the duos because you had Kyrie and Durant, you had LeBron and AD. Who was another
George
big
and Kawhi?
That it was a whole bunch of duos, right? But now we are in the era where the second chance opportunities, you know what I'm saying? And people are actually taking advantage of second chances right now, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's really cool because even though I'll give you a good example, I'm a Heat fan. We signed Mario Chalmers, okay? Like, do I really want to watch him play? I do, just because, like, I seen him in his, heyday. Is he really gonna make a big impact? Probably not, but it's gonna sell some tickets though, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a really cool, unique situation where it went from COVID is messing up the league to then now they found a way to kind of flip the script and then use it to go ahead and make money. You know what I'm saying? To a way to put it into a positive light. I think this is really cool for a lot of cats. And there's people that's taking advantage. I mean, Kyle Guy, like, dude was probably sitting on his couch eating potatoes, you know what I'm saying? Reminiscing on his Virginia days when he won the national championship. When he comes in, gets called 2 days later, he plays against the Houston Rockets and has 17 in his debut. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is life changers. Even Isaiah Thomas, like, that's another person where people would go ahead and pay to see because they're rooting for the underdog. We always root for the underdog. That's in our human nature, right? You always want to root for the David against the Goliath, unless you're betting. But if you're really betting, like, we really want to go ahead and root for the underdog. Hello, ching! Hulu got live sports. but yeah, y'all go ahead.
I don't even got nothing to say to that.
I don't either.
Oh man. Well, listen, y'all. If we gonna call it a day, and this is probably as good a time as day to wrap up this first episode, let's just go start with Alicia, work on down, share where people can find us, find our takes, and what more to expect from us moving forward here on this fun show we got going
on. You can follow my Instagram at aces5_. I don't know my Twitter handle. I'm sorry. It'll be in the description box. I'm not a big on social media. I'm sorry. Like, I'm on social media, but like, I don't give a fuck. Yes, that's horrible, but I mean, whatever. So, find me where you find me.
Yeah, you can find me the real Kez, KEZ_2. No, I'm lying. The real Kez 2. That's where you can find me up on Instagram. As far as Twitter is concerned, it's really the same thing, but I'm really not heavy on Twitter. But because I'm doing the show, I'm going to use this as a New Year resolution to be more active on social media. Okay. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
I'm listening. I mean, I'm like the opposite of y'all. You can find me on Twitter at CorbanNBA. I'm always on there. You can find me on Instagram at CorbanNBA too, but like, I also really don't care about it, hence using the same exact username. But like, it is what it is over there. On Twitter, retweets, stats, conversation. I love it. I mean, that's where you can find me. And then check out Roundball Ramble. You're probably gonna be listening to the show, hearing it, but in general, fun little show we got going on. So definitely appreciate that. But anything else you want to say before we out? Alicia and Kelsley, it's been fun. I'm looking forward to doing a whole lot more of this with y'all, and I'm pumped.
This is fun. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like we balled out today, baby. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like we balled out.
We balled out on this first rodeo of an adventure, but I'm with it.
We totally did. It's been a blast. So definitely make sure to keep your eyes open, ears open, all that for Ball Out. It's going to be a lot of fun. But until next time, y'all, we'll catch you on the other side. All right.
Bye.
Yeah.
This has been a Sports Ethos presentation.